Avnish Will, and today we're going to be discussing how to use Canva and what even is Canva. Canva is like the Google's workplace where there's Google Slides, Google Docs, and Google Excel, Google Sheets. And if you don't know Google's like Slides, Sheets, or Docs, and you use Microsoft, it's kind of like Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, but Canva isn't any of those. It's a different company called Canva, right? So now today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use it. Yes, okay. So let's get right into it. So first you type in the word Canva like this, Canva. You click this. If you don't have an account, you could have clicked sign up on the top thing. I already have an account, so I already automatically did that. But if I didn't and you already have an account, then you can just press login and you can use your Google account to do it. So this kind of like uses Google account, so it's kind of like a Google. So it's kind of tied in Google, but it's not anything like Google. So there's presentation, which is like slides, doc, which is like Google Docs, there's sheet, which is Google Sheets, and there's so much more, like different types, like there's website, print, video, like you can make a video on this thing, photo editor, social media, whiteboard, which is kind of like presentation, I think, except it's kind of like an actual whiteboard. So we're going to be discussing how to use all of them. So presentation. So you click presentation and this is what it gives you. And then in design you can choose any template, and if you don't want any templates, you can just start with this. And if you don't want a template, and you want a different color, you just go to background color and change all the colors. You can even type any color you want. So let's say I want light blue. You can get light blue, like if you want this color. Or if you don't like it that much, you can choose from the other colors like blue charmers, deep blue, country lights, etc. So if I really want this one over that one, or let's say I want to try this one because it's lighter, or even this one because it's even lighter, but I don't want any of them, but you want the exact light blue color, you can go to Google and ask the code, this thing, the hashtag 00C4CC, that number or that code. You can ask that in Google, like search the color and ask for the code, and it will give you the code, and you just copy and paste it. And if you don't know how to copy and paste, you can just type it, which is just as easy. So that's how we use it. But if you want to use a design, you could design templates, layout, styles. But if you want to like actually want to style like video games, you can get something like this Nintendo Switch one, which looks pretty cool. This Game Night, A Sports, any of these. I really like this one. This one looks pretty cool. So you can apply all of these 23 pages and you can delete them. Or you can just click one. You can actually just like, okay, I don't want any of the other ones, but I really like the presentation, like the first page, the title page. You can press it, and it will just come like, but it doesn't have any, but just since it's an example and it doesn't know your name or something, or it doesn't know what you're doing, you can, it's like this, like an example kind of. So let's say it's about top 10 video games. You go this, that's the thing, and enter top 10 video games. Like that. It's just as simple. You can move stuff like this. You can do it like by whatever your name is. I'm doing Avnish Will because it's my YouTube channel. You can change this. You can change the color, like black if you want, but it doesn't look good. You can change it if it's bold or not. You can lock it so you can't change anything accidentally, etc. And if you want to change the name so you know which one this is, what thing this is, you can rename it here. So you see this one, Talino Yorn, question mark. You go there and you just do this. You can do that, and you just do whatever you like. Probably the best thing to do is to put whatever you put here, this part, top 10. So for me, I would put top 10 video games, because that's what my topic is. You can move things, you can delete them, you can add other stuff. Like if you want to add like an actual video game, you go to Google, ask that video game, put like a background of it, like a background image, ask for that. And then if you see what you like, copy it, and then you can paste it. Or you can like save it to your computer, and then you can put it here, which is more of what people do than copy and pasting. But copy and pasting is much easier. Now, let's go back to Canva to see docs. Docs is just docs. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing really different except the amount of things you can do. Like there's font. You can change the font. You can do like text styles of font. This is the default one, which is Canva Sans. One of Canva's font, one of the fonts that Canva made. And this is text styles. So if you want like a heading, a subheading, or a body. Heading is more like what it's about, like at the top. Subheading is like, it's kind of like there's a topic, right? Like a big idea, and then there's multiple different small ideas. Subheading is for that, and then the body is like the information, not the name or not what it's about. You can also change it from bold to not bold, just like I said earlier. You can change the colors. So let's say I want to do top 10 video games again. Top 10 video games. You can do this. And then you can change the color. So this is a text color, and let's say I like this green. I like this green, so I want to do it green. Awesome, you can do that. If you want it to be highlighted, you can just do this, highlight color, because sometimes you want things highlighted, so you know that's important when you go over it again. So let's say I want it to be highlighted purple. Well, you can highlight it purple. If you don't want it to bold, even though it's in like the topic thing, you can just do that. As simple as that. You can underline it, you can make it italics. So let's say I want 10 italics, you can do that and press italics. Right here, it's next to bold. So it's italics. If you want 10 to not be italics, but underlined, you can make it underlined. You can even do both. So let's say you want both italics and underlined. Just click italics and underline. It's that simple. And strike through is like this, where it's like, okay, I want a line in the middle. So that's what strike through is. So it's that simple. If you want a part of it which is a different color, let's say I want this to be dark turquoise. I can make it like that. And I want this part of it to be highlighted as neon green. I can do that. It looks funky, but if you want to do that, you can do that. It's that simple. And the naming thing is the same simple way. You just do that. It's untitled this time because I didn't do any like design like a template, because you don't need a template for this kind of thing. So you just do whatever name you want. So let's say I want this to be top 10 video games. Top 10 video games, because it's top 10 video games. And if you want, you can just add what your name is, just to make sure. Like if you get another top 10 video games from like your friend or someone. So yeah. Now let's go back to Canva to Sheets. This is a new one. It's like Google Sheets, obviously. So design. So yes, okay. You can also, you have these types, like you want premium templates. You need to pay for this. Try, this is called Pro, and if you're a student, you can have this thing called Canva Education. I don't know its name, but it's something for like educators. Like there's special features. Pro and educators might be the same thing, maybe, just for a different purpose. But you can only use certain things by only the Pro. Like there's a background remover where if you get an image and you don't want its background, like you would like the image, like the part you want, but then that's the part you want, and then you don't like the background because it's all funky and doesn't work out with your theme of the presentation or your docs, then you can press background remover, or BG remover is what it's called here, and you can do that. It's pretty cool because not a lot of things have that. And then there's formulas, where if you press equal, there's a formula. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there's a border, etc. But as far as I'm concerned, this is not anything extraordinary. This is actually pretty much like Excel or Google Sheets, except this is Canva Sheets. So you can do this, add as a new page or replace current page. Now you can make it, okay, I like this one, but except I want this blue B one to be a different color. You can do that. If you want that text, well, I guess you can change it, but you know what I mean. If you want to change the text here, you can do that. Well, maybe you can't. Well, I guess this is Sheets, so you don't need to do that, is I think what they're trying to say. But at least you can do this, the color. You can do, this is white, but you can change this to gray, which is actually pretty cool if you think about it. Like, if you want this part to be the main part, like, okay, I want this to be gray, I want this to be blue, I just want this to be blue, this to be pink, I want this to be this dark blue, I want this to be, what's it called, lime, I want this to be red, bright red, etc. So you can do that. And then you can do that to bold, italics, underline, and strike through. And then there's also alignment, like if you want the alignment to be that way, where it's like the part isn't symmetrical, like it's not in the middle, it's not to the left, it's to the right. And then there's this is just equal. This is what normally is defaulted to, which is left to right. And this is middle, so this is where it's like middle. Okay, so this is where it's going to be in the middle, so it's better and all that. Okay, so that's basically it. If you want, you can also try the other ones, but usually all you need is presentation docs and sheets, because that's what mostly people will actually use. But you can also try out video. Video is actually pretty cool. If you want to make a video website, I've never tried. Maybe you can make a website out of it. Print is, I think, mainly for printing. Like if you want to print that on a piece of paper, etc. So I hope this is useful for you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.